In Donald Trump's second term, Congress has only passed one major bill. We've gotten a lot of executive orders, but just the big, beautiful bill from Congress. When you compare that to what the Democrat-led Congress was able to pass under Joe Biden, the American Rescue Plan, the bipartisan infrastructure law, the CHIPS Act, and the Inflation Reduction Act, look, all terrible for the country, but Democrats still got it passed. And you can't help but wonder what is going on with Republicans on Capitol Hill right now. What are they doing? They're all on vacation right now. Patrick Allocco is the founder of the Zooks Political Index. Dustin Olson is a pollster at American Pulse Research and Polling and the host of the Political Trade Secrets podcast. Gentlemen, great to have you back. Patrick, Newsmax magazine this month saying, quote, as usual, congressional Republicans are not just united because too many are not real conservatives, but that congressional Republicans like to talk, promise, and campaign, but almost never deliver legislative victories. How does that impact people come November? They've had the majority for almost 2 years, and they haven't gotten a lot done.
Rob, more than you may think. Look at the Save America Act. It's hard for Republicans to understand why, when they control the House and the Senate, a bill that's broadly popular cannot get pushed to the president's desk. It's frustrating. Voters don't care about procedure. They care about results. In 4 months, they will ask, you had the power. What did you do with it? If that question falls flat, it hurts enthusiasm. And in the midterms, enthusiasm is everything.
Okay, Dustin, what do you make of that? Do voters, I mean, do they just vote the party line in the midterms, or do actual results matter? I guess the question I'm driving at is why send these people back to Congress if they're not doing anything, if they're not getting anything done, like, as Patrick said, the Save America Act?
Well, I agree. So people are going to vote party line, but it's all about turnout. And to what Patrick's pointing out, if you don't get results, people are not going to be enthused. It's going to be much harder. And a lot of the demographic changes that have happened for the Republican Party over the last decade have been good because we have a wider, larger tint of the party. However, a lot of those voters are what we call low propensity voters who may not be as likely to turn out in this election. And results are the kinds of things that do get people to turn out. And I work in politics. I am a pollster. I am registered as a Republican, though I'm not particularly partisan, but I look at this and I think the same thing. 80% support it. I know that it's difficult to get it done legislatively, but it ticks me off.
Look, it's not great for Republicans, although there might be a silver lining, which I'll explain in a moment. Patrick, I want to ask you about Graham Platner. So this is the guy with the Nazi tattoo in Maine. Woman came forward, former girlfriend, accused him of rape today. She said it publicly. What does that do? Do people in Maine finally wake up? And I know look, I love the people up in Maine, but people have kind of rallied around this guy, like we saw with Donald Trump and the Access Hollywood tape back in 2016, that they've kind of rallied around him. Is this finally the straw that breaks the camel's back for Graham Platner?
Well, the betting markets, Polymarket and Kalshi both agree with you that he's going to be out by the end of next week. But the Democratic State Committee in Maine is stacked with Bernie progressives, and they want him to fight on. This is all good for Collins. She spends the next 4 months talking about her accomplishments, shaking her head at the ineptitude of the Democrats, but they still want him to fight.
Yeah, Collins has got problems on her own, by the way. Speaking of that big, beautiful bill, she voted against it. Dustin, the last time the party in power won the midterms, you got to go back to George W. Bush 2002, right? So right after 9/11. Republicans now have a slight edge over Democrats, when it comes to favorability, which typically is a good barometer of where things are going. What do you make of that?
Well, I've said for a while that I think the trend's going to continue, that the party will probably lose some seats. However, it's not going to be anything like what some people make it out to be. Could Republicans hold the majority? It's possible with redistricting and with the fact that the Democrats are putting up people who have Nazi tattoos and are embracing socialism and in some cases all out anti-Semitism. I think that's going to have an impact.
Patrick, just quickly, to Dustin's point, the Democrats keep electing communists and socialist clothes. At some point, do voters say, well, wait a second, maybe I don't want to elect in a communist to represent my district in Congress?
Again, this is, we try to nationalize the races and we take our we take our markers off generic ballot, presidential approval, things like that. But these are very localized races. In blue states, they're going to continue to elect these candidates.
Yeah.
I mean, look at AOC. Well, look
Yeah.
where she is right now.
Look at Ilhan Omar. Patrick Allocco, Dustin Olson, great to see you both tonight. Thank you very much.